when I have a group meeting, I'm going to have a way of starting that meeting where people self-check in. So I might start the meeting and have a scripted check-in where people, say, this week I had committed to doing X, my results were this. It might be, here's what my yearly goal is, here's where I'm at as connected to that, right? So I'm doing a public check-in, and that may go around my group of 10 or 12 salespeople, however many people I'm managing. And as the sales manager, I'm not making any comments. I'm not saying, hey, Dave, that was great, or Bill, you need to step it up a little bit. I'm allowing that to pass without comment because people will self-regulate. They'll hear, right, and they'll compare themselves, and they'll say, well, I'm at least as good as Dave. I just had a bad week. So next week you can guarantee they're going to improve their behavior so that they have something at least similar to Dave and hopefully a little better. So I don't have to comment on it. That's the posting, right, publicly. Mm-hmm. And then the private is one-on-one with that salesperson. I'm going to dig into what they can do. And I suggest two kinds of critical meetings that if you're in a sales leadership role and you're not doing, there's no way you're a sales boss. The first one is a pipeline meeting. I call it the just the facts meeting, right? So I'm looking at, with the salesperson, what's in the pipeline, when is it closing, what are they doing, what are the meetings they're having, whatever critical things are within my organization, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm not really giving any coaching in that. And in that pipeline meeting, the degree of scrutiny really comes to the degree of success. So if I have a salesperson that's been knocking out of the park, does that consistently, that meeting is going to have a totally different tone than somebody that's really struggling. The second meeting that I'm having with my salespeople, and so I'm having a good pipeline meeting there, and then I'm going to have the self-discipline as the sales manager to not check in on the pipeline with them again, at least for a full month. These are adults. They can check in with me if something has changed.
Yeah.
Then the second meeting that I'm going to have is my coaching meeting. And I'm going to have no discussions about what's in the pipeline. It's not going to be related to any specific accounts unless they ask it to be that. And in that meeting, I'm really focused on who they are as a person, what's going on with them that could be impacting them. And there's going to be some skill involved in that. So for the coaching meeting, I use the acronym BOSS, BOSS. And that stands for each of the area that as a sales boss, I should be looking at with my direct report or my salesperson. I'm going to look at their behavior, right? What are the things they're doing? So that might be calls they're making, it might be eating and drinking habits, it might be face-to-face meetings they have. The second thing I'm going to look at is their outlook. What's going on in their head? That could be their outlook towards the industry, could be towards the company, could be towards themselves, their coworkers. Third, I'm going to look at their skills, and that's, getting into what's the quality of the calls they're making, quality of the visits they're having. And then the last thing is their stature. And when I look at stature, it's you've met with salespeople that immediately have that presence, right? They come across as a trusted advisor. There's a quiet confidence. And so I'm going to look at all four of those areas, and I'm going to bring those to bear in every single coaching meeting that we have.
That's a great way to frame all that. I'm sure that people will definitely learn from that. And, if they are making sure that they handle or cover all four of those topics or segments when they're doing those coaching meetings, there'll be a lot more power.